Hey there, and welcome back to Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the game! As you recall in the last episode, I showed you G1 Colors Scrapper, albeit briefly. And now, we are back to the next G1 Colors character, who, due to the nature of this character, I'm just gonna jump straight to Blender to show him off. Behold, G1 Colors Scavenger. Yep. Now, this guy had a lot more work done than you probably would originally expect. Because in my work on him, I actually ended up enhancing him quite a bit using the official CGI render as reference, because you may not know this, even though his robot mode never appears in Revenge of the Fallen, a fully rendered CGI render does exist of Scavenger. Here it is right here. Albeit it's very small, but yeah, they actually did a full CGI render for him. Maybe he was meant to appear in the desert battle. I don't know, but anyway, I used that as reference and made quite a few enhancements to him, but I won't really be focusing on much of those right now. Now, Scavenger in particular is a hybrid of G1, Movieverse, and some conceptual design, I believe. So, let's start with the main bit. I know G1 Scavenger was like half green, half purple, right? So, to replicate that, I made his central middle half, if you want to call it that, all purple, and his arms are primarily green, so that he follows that similar structure as G1 Scavenger. Now this, I will say, this model was ripped by Papercraft King. Did another excellent job with this guy. He's missing his, I think, a few small meshes for the, like, I don't know what you call it, the railing that he has on his, like, shoulders. Yeah, he's missing those, but that's okay. Small meshes like that can easily slip by you. Now, his head is a pretty good example of where the hybrid comes into play. The back of his head is mostly dark gray. Actually, I think all of the back of his head is dark gray. And he's got the silver toward the front of his face to imitate the G1 counterpart as well, but he retains some movie elements with the green and purple on his forehead. Because I tried some combinations of making that like full gray to be an exact G1 replication, and it just didn't work. To me, that green and purple on his head was really pivotal in this design. So that stayed, and the green connectors on his head are also there because green balanced it a lot better. The few main enhancements I'll mention, you can probably notice right off the bat, and that is the O and K logo on his panel right there. Now, that was based off the enhanced version. I was actually surprised to see that this part with the O and K was not mirrored. Because normally when you mirror something, especially text, it's going to be backwards on the other side. But in this rare occasion, they didn't mirror it, so you get a balanced look, which is really great. He's also got the RH400 over there, and the 1138 over there. Based on the limited reference I could find, I know the RH400 is right, and I think 1138 is correct as well. So, those are there. Another new thing for the enhanced version, so to speak, is the new stripe right here. Because he actually does not have the small lane stripes that the original version had, which that was originally what I did. It was just a green purple version of Demolishor or whatever. But this was something I noticed in the actual CGI render, so I imitated that to make it as accurate as possible. There's also some stripe updates to a few places, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Another main change is that his lower arm section is green, as opposed to white, as Demolishor originally was. I remember the Constructicon as being pretty much all green, so I made sure to replicate that. Kind of like with Scrapper's bucket or whatever. There's also some other minor work I did, but that's minor details, so we don't need to worry about that right now. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think most of the work went into enhancing him more so than making him G1-ish. But yeah, Scavenger turned out exceptionally great. And since there's no alt mode to show off, I figure let's see how he looks in game with a battle with who else but Optimus Prime.
Truly, this is a Decepticon like no other. He must be stopped. Look out, Autobot! Get to safety!
And behold, G1 Scavenger in all his in-game glory. Isn't he beautiful? He's beautiful. So spiffy. Missed. Alright, let's take this behemoth down. And in case you're wondering why I didn't just do a G1 Colors actual Demolishor and made him Scavenger, well, I think that ought to be obvious. I mean, I suppose G1 Demolishor would have been like yellow and red, but I think Scavenger was
Now the real work begins.
the only way to go, really.
Decepticons!
I mean, technically Demolishor basically was Scavenger. But, you know, you get the idea. Shut it. Come on, Scavvy. Some of you might not know, Optimus can actually melee strike this guy. He's like the only guy that can.
But the battle is not yet won.
I was surprised when the Prime could actually do this. It's amusing.
Is that all you got?
I've got more than that on my birthday cake.
Do not relent. His systems are close to failure.
Are they now?
Destroy the Decepticon!
Break!
Decepticon engage!
Ow.
Destroy the
I'm gonna end you. I wonder if I can...
This is not your planet to rule. The fallen shall rise again.
That was way off. And there you have G1 Colors Scavenger. Now, that's free down. There was only one G1 Colors based Constructicon to go, and I think you all know who that is. The big guy himself. Well, he'll be up tomorrow, so prepare yourselves for extermination. Can I knock him out of the... Can I knock... Oh my goodness! Huh. That was unexpected.